The unseen passengers of Flight 714. On the evening of September 9, 2010, Flight 714 prepared for departure from London Heathrow to New York JFK. The Boeing 777 stood gleaming under the terminal lights, its engines humming with quiet anticipation. The crew moved through their final checks, but something felt wrong. Flight attendant Marissa Doyle paused at the entrance, her hand hovering near the fuselage. A sudden chill ran down her spine. She dismissed it as nerves, but the sensation lingered. Inside the cabin, the lights flickered once, then again. A low hum pulsed through the air, almost imperceptible, like a vibration beneath the skin. Passengers began boarding. Among them was Dr. Alan Mercer, a psychologist returning from a conference, and the Harpers, a newlywed couple on their honeymoon. A businessman clutched his briefcase tightly, glancing around as if expecting someone to follow. A child stopped in the aisle and stared at row 14, whispering, "Someone's already sitting there," though the seat was visibly empty. Before takeoff, 3 passengers demanded to leave the plane. One woman sobbed uncontrollably, saying she felt surrounded. Another man, pale and shaking, muttered, "They're already here." The crew tried to calm them, but their panic was contagious. After a brief delay, the flight departed with 213 souls on board, at least, according to the manifest. As the plane climbed to cruising altitude, the temperature dropped sharply. Marissa noticed her breath fogging in the galley. She checked the climate controls, normal. But the cold persisted. Passengers began to complain. Blankets weren't enough. One man claimed his seatbelt had fastened itself. A woman said her phone had moved across the tray table on its own. The Harpers heard whispering behind them, turned, and saw no one. Dr. Mercer began documenting the events. He wrote in his journal, "Collective unease. Disembodied voices. Peripheral shadows. Row 14 appears occupied." He approached the seat and found the belt buckled, the cushion indented. He asked the crew who was assigned there. They checked the manifest. No one. Then, at 2:14 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Flight 714 vanished from radar. For 6 minutes, it was gone. No transponder signal. No radio contact. Air traffic control scrambled. Military radar picked up nothing. Then, just as suddenly, the plane reappeared, cruising steadily toward New York. The pilots responded as if nothing had happened. But inside the cabin, everything had changed. Passengers sat in silence. Some wept. Others stared blankly ahead. One seat, 14A, was now visibly occupied. A man in a dark suit, face obscured, sat motionless. Marissa approached, heart pounding. "Sir?" she asked. No response. She blinked, and he was gone. The seat was empty again, but the belt remained buckled. Upon landing, the atmosphere remained tense. Several passengers refused to disembark. One woman collapsed on the jet bridge, whispering, "They followed us." At the arrival gate, security cameras glitched. Shadows flickered across the walls. A technician reviewing the footage later described seeing figures that weren't there. Dr. Mercer uploaded his journal online. It went viral. Others who had been on the flight began sharing their experiences. One posted a photo of row 14, empty, yet with a faint silhouette visible in the reflection of the window. Another shared audio recorded during the flight. Beneath the hum of the engines, a voice whispered, "They never left." The airline issued no statement. The flight recorder showed no anomalies, except for a 6-minute gap. Audio analysis revealed layered voices, none matching the crew or passengers. The official manifest listed 213 people. But gate records showed 214 boarding passes scanned. Weeks later, one of the pilots disappeared. His home was untouched, his car in the driveway. On the wall of his study, written in black marker, were the words, "I brought them back." Theories emerged. Some claimed Flight 714 had passed through a thin place, where the veil between worlds weakens. Others believed it was a government experiment gone wrong. Skeptics called it mass hysteria. But the consistency of the accounts defied explanation. Row 14 was removed from future aircraft. The airline quietly retired the flight number. Yet survivors still speak of that night. Some refuse to fly. Others report dreams of shadowy figures, cold air, and whispers in the dark. One man claimed he saw the faceless passenger in a crowded subway, just standing, watching. Flight 714 landed. But not everything that boarded stayed behind. Something came through. Something unseen. And it may still be traveling.